The room between. It started with a noise, a soft tapping. Not the kind that demanded attention, but the kind you barely register. A delicate, rhythmic tap. Tap, tap, like a knuckle on wood. Sarah first heard it on a Tuesday, just after midnight. Her apartment was small, one bedroom, a narrow kitchen, and a living room with a drafty window. The sound came from behind her bedroom wall, the one that separated her apartment from, well, nothing. You see, according to the building plans, that wall was supposed to back up to solid brick. No pipes, no vents, just the edge of the building. So where was the tapping coming from? She pressed her ear to the wall. Tap, tap, tap. It wasn't loud, it wasn't even consistent, but it was there. The next morning, she called the landlord. He barely listened. "There's no one behind that wall. That's an exterior wall. You probably have mice." "Big ones?" she asked, half joking. He didn't laugh. Over the next few nights, the tapping grew more frequent. It always started after midnight and stopped before dawn. Sarah began keeping her phone under her pillow, flashlight on, waiting. One night, she recorded the sound. When she played it back the next morning, there was no tapping. Instead, there was a voice. Faint, slow, distorted like something speaking through a thick wall. "Let me out." She stopped the recording, deleted it, told herself it was interference, a glitch. But that night, the tapping was faster, more urgent. It sounded like fingernails clawing at wood. Scritch, scritch, tap, tap, tap. Sarah moved her bed to the other side of the room. By Friday, she hadn't slept in 2 days. Her eyes were sunken, her hands shaking. She invited her friend Jamie over to stay the night. They both heard it. The tapping, the scratching, the low, slow breathing. At 3:12 a.m., the room fell silent. No cars outside, no wind, not even the fridge humming. Just silence. Then they heard a knock. Not on the front door, not the bedroom door. From inside the wall. 3 slow knocks. Knock, knock, knock. Jamie left that night. Sarah didn't blame her. Saturday evening, Sarah found something odd in the hallway. A small rectangular panel, a sealed access hatch, tucked low to the floor, painted the same beige as the walls. She had never noticed it before. It was directly behind her bedroom wall. She ran back to her room, measured. The tapping had been coming from that exact spot. That night, she couldn't sleep. At 2:47 a.m., the tapping started again. She snapped, grabbed a hammer. She was done being afraid, done wondering, done listening to something beg from the other side. She pried open the hatch. Behind it, a narrow, dusty crawl space. And something else. A wooden door. No knob. No hinges. Just a door. Flush with the wall. Old. Rotting. She leaned closer. The tapping had stopped. Now, it whispered, "Please, I'm so cold." The voice was childlike, broken, but it didn't sound right. It didn't sound human. Something pretending to be human. She stepped back. The door began to bulge as if something was pushing from the other side. She slammed the hatch shut, nailed it closed, covered it with furniture. The next morning, Sarah packed a bag, left the apartment, moved in with her sister. When she explained what happened, her sister didn't believe her, but she let her stay. They never talked about it again. 2 weeks later, Sarah's old landlord called. He said, "We had to open the crawl space. The wall behind your room? There's a room back there sealed off, no windows, no lights." Sarah's stomach dropped. "What was in it?" she asked. A long pause. Then, it was empty, except for scratch marks all over the walls and a message carved into the floor. "What message?" The landlord cleared his throat. It said, "You let it out."